It can be quite tricky catering for someone who has food allergies and intolerances, especially at this time of year when we're celebrating with Christmas. And for me, that's quite a lot about food. So I'm really excited today about this interview. But before I carry on, if you don't know who I am, I'm Becky, the founder and creative director of the homeware brand Shea Becky. And today I'm very excited to be talking to the lovely Lucy Parr. Lucy is Cordon Bleu trained, mum of two, long-term vegetarian with a passion for cooking and baking. Her daughters were diagnosed with multiple food allergies at a very young age, turning Lucy's approach to food on its head. She started a blog, Lucy's Friendly Foods, to record her journey back in 2012 and now has developed over 800 unique allergy-friendly recipes. And she has also created her cookbook, The Friendly Baker, to ensure no one misses out. All the recipes are easy, delicious, and friendly. So welcome, Lucy. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you for inviting me, Becky. It's a pleasure to be here.
So it must have been really quite tricky when you first realised that your daughters had these food allergies, especially at celebration times like Christmas and birthdays, because so much of the food has all sorts of nuts and sugar and I don't know, all sorts of things that we can be allergic to.
Absolutely. Initially, it was a shock. It completely changes what you can cook. Everything you're used to cooking is suddenly out the window, and you have to start from scratch. My eldest daughter is now 20, so when she was tiny, there was much less that you could buy than you can now. Things have definitely got better, but then it was so hard to find anything, particularly for celebrations. And she'd get invited to a party and have nothing to eat unless I took it along. So it's kind of you feel it here when someone is missing out, and that's the whole reason I started writing the recipe. So she, and then my younger daughter, who has even more allergies, didn't have to miss out on all those lovely celebrations and occasions where we do things together. And there's often food involved, isn't there?
Yeah, absolutely. And I can, when you're a little kid going to the party and having cake is, that's a big thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
the cake and the sweets and the
absolutely. And like doing pass the parcel, but then having to hand over your chocolate to your mum because you can't eat it. It's really
yeah.
sad, isn't it?
It is. So that's amazing.
That's why I did it all, really.
Yeah, so you have a considerable bank of amazing recipes now.
Yeah, everyone in the household complains I don't cook anything twice because once I've made the recipe, after all the trial and error, we're on to the next one. But it's exciting to be able to make things so more people can enjoy them. And
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
really enjoy it.
Yeah, oh, that's brilliant. So tell us about your lovely book. So have you got a copy there? Can you
I
show
do
us the
indeed,
copy?
yeah. So it's called The Friendly Baker because when my girls were little, people would always say, "Oh, is this Sasha friendly? Is this Sophia friendly?" And so that's why my blog is called Lucy's Friendly Foods, because it was friendly for them to eat. And then I thought, actually, The Friendly Baker, it's a nice name. It's nice and warm and inviting. And the idea behind the book is it's a year of recipes. So for every week of the year, there's something nice to make for whatever occasion there might be. So in the winter section, there's a lot of Christmas recipes, or in the summer you have picnic recipes, or it's Easter. For every occasion where you might miss out, there's a nice, simple, straightforward, delicious recipe that you can make for you or whoever who has to avoid something. And in my experience, everyone knows someone who can't eat something. So
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're all becoming more and more aware of our bodies, aren't we, and how they react to things, and that and sometimes you might eat something and think, oh, I know this isn't, my body isn't going to like it, and then you do and then you regret it. Well, that
Yeah,
can be, you know. So if there
absolutely.
are more, excuse me, I think if there are more options where you don't, so you can just enjoy the
Yeah,
food and then enjoy the afterwards as well.
absolutely. And I've tried to make the recipes accessible. So, all my recipes are free from milk and eggs and nuts, and sesame seeds, and some
Yeah.
are gluten free, some are soy free. But um, sometimes recipes that create a cater for people who avoid things are complicated, or they have odd ingredients that you can't just find, or maybe you're unsure about using because you don't actually know what they are. So I've tried to just use ingredients which you find in a normal supermarket, and they should be, easily accessible to anyone to be able
Right.
to find them and make something. So that guest that's coming on Sunday who is dairy free, and you go, oh my goodness, what do I cook for their pudding when everyone else is having
Yeah, yeah.
pavlova or something. You should find something easier and delicious for them to have too.
Brilliant. Or what can be in my family is, like you almost have, that person is vegetarian, that person can't have dairy, that person, so you
Yeah,
trying to get one dish or less dishes that everyone can eat.
absolutely.
And then throw in somebody who doesn't like so and so.
Absolutely. Yeah. And actually, if you are someone who has to avoid something, it's really nice to share something with everyone, isn't it? Where everyone's eating the same thing and enjoying the same thing rather than here's your special dish just for you because you're different. It's nice to be the same and
Yeah,
included with
and
everyone
included, absolutely included in part of and not feel like
else.
you're being difficult or the odd one out or that sort of thing. And
Absolutely.
I love that you've split your book into seasons, because I really like eating, what's in season, because it makes me, I don't know, it feels really nice, in the
Yeah.
winter to have soup and and all of the wintry kind of vegetables
Yeah.
and pasta.
Spiced and comforting.
Yeah, cozy
Yeah.
comfort food. And then in the summer to have salads and lighter things and the fruits. And I love eating with with the seasons and with the year. So you feel more
Absolutely.
in tune with what's going on outside.
Absolutely. And, it being freezing today, I certainly wouldn't fancy a salad tonight.
Exactly, exactly. It's interesting, isn't it? How we it's comforting I find it very comforting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, and so do you have a favorite recipe in your, I mean, you have so many recipes. Do you have a favorite, or
Mm.
does your family have a favorite that they always asking, oh, can we have this? Can we have this?
Well, I'd say I I guess the birthday cake is a big one because that was one of my first big challenges was to make a really good birthday cake. Nowadays you can buy free from birthday cakes, which are nice enough. That they're not quite like a homemade, like anything that you buy. It's not quite like homemade, is it?
Exactly.
So I'm really proud of that because it's meant that my daughter's had a nice birthday cake every year, and that's so important when you're little, isn't it?
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
but I don't know. I think maybe my cinnamon buns. I used to when my daughters were younger. I used to bake goodies for them to take in on a Friday for everyone in their class, and that was because other people would take in chocolate bars or whatever, and they couldn't join in. So I thought, okay, I'll make something everyone can have, and the cinnamon buns were the most requested. So I think I'm really proud of that one. Everyone loves a cinnamon bun, I think.
Oh, fabulous. Yes, I do. Absolutely. And so now, as we are, coming up to Christmas, do you have any sort of top tips for, leftover turkey or that sort of thing?
Well, from leftovers, I think always making it into a really great curry is good, isn't it, with your
Yes.
turkey or whatever. And I know you've spoken to Tori True on here, and
Yeah.
I think there's one of her dishes which I've adulterated because the sauce is so delicious. It's the Sri Lankan cauliflower curry. So I make the sauce, and then rather than adding the cauliflower at the end, we add the leftover turkey, and it works brilliantly.
Fantastic. That's fantastic. I love that. Amazing. Yes. And turkey soup. That's
Oh,
always
yeah,
I think about
absolutely.
for it's like when you got to the turkey soup that was like the end of the turkey.
Yes. You've nearly stopped eating turkey for the year at that point.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, and you also have a lot of recipes on your blog, don't you? So
Yeah.
what I'll do is I'll put the link under here so everyone can find you, and your Instagram link. So yeah, so people can come and find you. And because I also see that you do cooking classes as well for if you people want some help with cooking.
Yes, absolutely. It works quite well over a Zoom link to sort of teach people how to create more inclusive dishes. My main focus is always sort of baked things because they're the harder dishes to recreate without certain ingredients. It's much easier to make like a roast chicken and leave out the dairy or whatever. So
Yes,
I
yeah.
focus on the harder things, which are the baked items, but it does work quite well. And yeah, I do some demos as well, which people seem to enjoy because they get to taste them at the end. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So that's great. So if people want to contact you about that, they can, can't they?
yeah,
So
absolutely.
lovely. Well, thank you so much, Lucy, for coming on today and talking to
Been
us.
a pleasure.
It's lovely. And so have a lovely Christmas.
Happy Christmas to you too, and I hope you get to enjoy some delicious baked goodies.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.